Oh dear, this brings more meaning to the phrase, she'll be coming around the mountain when she comes, or perhaps the problem is she will not be coming around the mountain because we have way too many people who want to move into Mount Olympus. Oh dearie me. What have I done? Oh no. Oh wow, it's backing up into the... We're in bad shape. Oh wow. Well, hello everybody and welcome back to Cities Skylines with Splatt. As some of you might know, there is some new downloadable content that's going to be available for this game in a few days. They are coming out with the airport expansion that's going to allow us to build modular airports with all kinds of really neat assets and designs. And I am super excited for that and I cannot wait for that to come out. I'm hoping to put some content about the new airport expansion pack on this page and start including some new airport assets into the City of Odyssey here. There's also going to be some content creator packs that are coming out. There are some new maps and things, and I think it all drops on the 25th of January. So we have a lot to do in this city before that happens. I'm really hoping to get the population of the city up to a manageable level so that we can actually support an airport. And to do that, we're going to have to put in some new residential areas. This is going to be a shorter video today. I'm just going to focus on putting in some residential areas to get our population up where it needs to be. We're constantly having problems with there being not enough workers anyway, so I don't think I need to add any industry or commercial to this. I just need to do residential. And where I'm thinking I want to work at right now is there's actually this mountain that is overlooking our city. And I think this would make an absolutely epic and amazing high density, very affluent area. And we can even incorporate a few of the unique buildings and things that we have available and to make this into a really nice area. And that is what I'm going to work on right now in our city. To do that, I'm going to have to do a little bit of moving things around. We've got our power plants and we've got our water and we've got our sewage over here. And I just kind of been haphazardly slapping it down. And it's not a great way to do it. And so I'm just going to real quick go through and move all this stuff around, get it a little bit more organized and get it in a way that it's not going to be bothering our city anymore. So let me mess with that and I will be right back with you guys and we will start building up this residential area up here. So I went ahead and pulled the sewage treatment and the power plants out of this area and I've replaced it with some dense residential that is going to match what was already in this area. I left the water pumps here because this is just the lake where we've been getting our water from and I haven't figured out a better way to do that yet. Though I do have some plans to put in a hydroelectric dam later and create an artificial reservoir, which is I think where I'm going to move these to at a later time. But for now, this is where we're working. The power plants are now over here next to our big recycling plant and our train depot, which by the way, I managed to get the connection fixed. So now the train is actually running. And then I moved our sewage treatment over here. And I just planted a bunch of pine trees to kind of do the out of sight, out of mind thing because I figured it wasn't something that you wanted to have just visible on the side of the road. However, where I grew up in rural United States, there was an interstate where you would look out across one particular stretch of it and you would see sewage treatment plants. That is not unheard of. We have a floating fence here. I don't know where that came from, so we're going to get rid of that. Apparently it has now transformed into a tree. All right, so having done that, now let's take a look at this hill over here and figure out what we want to do. So we're going to bring a road. I've already decided the road's going to come up and it's going to kind of swing around and I think it's going to have to double back to make it somewhat realistic. It's going to come up here. I'm going to get the tools out. I'm going to mess with this a little bit. We're going to pull the road up here and we're going to pull the road up here. And then I would like the road to come down here. I would like to turn this whole mountaintop area into just a really ritzy, nice, picturesque, densely populated residential area. So let's go ahead and grab some roads, and I'm just going to use normal 2-lane roads for now. We can always come back and change them later if we decide to make this super duper duper ritzy. And let's start pulling a road up to this area. And I think the road that I want to work with. So we've got this 4-lane road here. And these are all 2-lane roads. So this 4-lane road I think is going to be continued on. So let's grab that and let's upgrade these here and continue this 4-lane road out this way. So we're just going to bring that out there for now. And that is going to be partly a feeder road for our new area. But what we're going to do now is we're going to grab 2-lane road right here. And we're just going to see if we can't figure out some way to pull this thing up the hill in a way that doesn't just look terribly horrible. So I'm going to put on my guidelines here and see what I can sort out. All right, so this is what we've ended up with. I don't think this looks too bad. Just does the switchback thing up the mountain, which is what roads do when you're trying to climb something like this. And so I think we're ready to go ahead and just start putting in some more roads up in this area. So let's get that going. All right, so we've got a twisty-turny, snaky road that goes up. It doesn't look too bad. This is how they get up and down mountains, I think. At least this is how they do it in the area where I live, where we have mountains. They got these twisty-turny roads that do switchbacks going up, and then we got the little plateau areas up here we can build on. We got another plateau area we can build on up here. We got a little area here, and we got a little area over here that we can build on. And I think we're going to be able to put some really, really neat things in here. One of the things that I want to do to this area, definitely for sure, is I want to put some unique buildings in. So we're going to take a look at our unique buildings that we have here. And there's one particularly unique building that I think would look just absolutely amazing on top of this hill. And I was checking it out, and this ziggurat garden I think would be a great addition to put up here on top of this hill where everybody would be able to see it from down below. We're not going to get the most out of the area of influence, but wouldn't that look just amazing up there? So we're going to do that. I'm going to get myself a road. We're going to decide how we want to do it. We want this thing facing the city. I think we're just going to do it something like that. And then we're going to take the unique building, this ziggurat garden, and we're going to plunk that in right there. Be able to see that, I think, from down here. I think that's going to make it look really nice and sharp. Okay, so we're going to put that up there. I'm not sure that I want to keep it in this exact position. I think I might actually want to move it forward just a little bit. There we go. And then another unique building that I saw that I thought would look really, really cool in here is actually the observation tower. Because it is so tall, I think it would look amazing if it was up here. And in fact, I might actually switch those around so that this is what people see perhaps as they're coming up the twisty road. And then the observation tower actually gets put up here where I was going to put the ziggurat. I think that would be very, very cool. And then we can see those. Yes, we can see that from on top of the world. Okay, other than that, we're just going to go ahead and dump some roads in. We're going to put some parks in. We're going to put some amenities and all the things that we need in here. And I will get back to you in just a second and we'll see how that turns out. I think this is going to look outstanding. I went ahead and put a second switchback road in just to give people another way off the mountain because I figure with all the high density residential we're putting in here, we're going to have some traffic issues. Eventually, we are going to have to bring a bus service up in here to get people in and out without causing too much traffic as well. And that's something that we'll put in later on. But we've got all of the services put in. Went ahead and put in all of the fire stations, police stations, elementary schools, high schools, parks, and services that we need. And we are ready to start zoning this thing in and seeing what pops up. And before I do that, I'm going to create a district because I think there is a way to make this whole area just look absolutely outstanding. And the way we're going to do that is with a certain theme that is going to be enforced here. Let me get this put in. All right, it is called Poplar Square, and we are not going to do that. We are going to call this Mount Olympus to go with our Odyssey theme because it's also really high up and it is what is kicking there. Now we said we were going to be putting a theme on this, and so let's check out the themes that I have. I do not want this to be international right now. If we go over to the theme manager, we have the high density commercial and the high density residential because there is going to be some high density commercial up here just to give people places to go to. And a theme package that I picked up off of the Steam Workshop is this skyscraper pack where a gentleman has just put together all of his favorite skyscrapers and towers from the game and put them all into a pack. And I think this is going to look amazing. I mean, look at some of these towers that we're going to be able to put in up here to give Mount Olympus just an incredible, incredible look. And so I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and assign that theme right there to this area. And then we're going to go ahead and zone it in and we're going to see what happens. Well, this was popular, wasn't it? Oh dear, this brings more meaning to the phrase, she'll be coming around the mountain when she comes, or perhaps the problem is she will not be coming around the mountain because we have way too many people who want to move into Mount Olympus. Oh dearie me. What have I done? Oh, no. Oh, wow, it's backing up into the... We're in bad shape. Oh, wow. All right, so we have put together our little Mount Olympus area up here. I tried to reduce the traffic flow quite a bit by putting in some bus routes and things. And more importantly, I actually went around this mountain enclave and I added in some walking paths, as you can see here. Went ahead and kind of decorated them up with some trees. I thought that looked kind of nice. And it allows people to get up and around to where they need to go to get between the different sections of the city to the shops and where they want to go. And this has actually cut down on the car traffic quite a bit. We still have some traffic issues up here. I think it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. I mean, you can see several places where things are kind of backed up. It's just going to require me to take some time to finagle with this and try to get it to work, because we have a lot of people who are living up here in this area. And to be honest, this is probably a bad idea, but we only have 2 ways to get in and out. Well, all right, we are making some progress on Mount Olympus. I had to do some work to fix up the traffic problems that we were having. I got some bus lines set up and went ahead and installed a few roundabouts and got those decorated out and put in. I had to expand this intersection into a roundabout because there just was way too much traffic for it to handle. And as you can see right now, it's still pretty full and it's kind of backing up a bit. So this is something we're going to have to look at in the future to get this all sorted out. And I've also got a roundabout over here that I had to install. I'm thinking later on when we get around to buying more land, I will probably see if I can't bring a road down this way and attach it to the highway just to cut back on some of the traffic that has to go through these 2 winding roads in and out of the city. But overall, I am really happy with how this turned out for a quick little residential build that we just threw in. And I think it's going to help us get our population up as high as we need it in order to get us ready for the airport expansion that is coming out. Another thing that I've done that you might notice is I went around and detailed some different things. I put in some walking paths so people can get to and from the different parts of this neighborhood. And I've gone ahead and put some trees in. I put some bushes in. I kind of put these little rose bushes up here. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like a vineyard, though I don't have grapevines. I'm going to have to look, see if maybe I have some assets for that, because that would look kind of cool as if we had this all terraced out. I went ahead and installed like a little walkway here so they could get from up here down to the bottom, and I think that looks nice with the tree branches on it, though there is some pollution issues that are happening right here, I think, so I'm going to have to check that out and see what's going on with that. Yeah, like I said, all in all, I'm very happy with how this worked out. I'm very happy with how we moved everything around. We are going to have some traffic things to sort out, but that's going to come later. We can do things with public transportation, see if we can maybe figure out a way to get like a tram or a metro or something maybe up into this area just to help it out. But I think all in all, this has turned out excellent. And I am super happy with Mount Olympus overlooking the City of Odyssey in the background. Look at that. Isn't that just an amazing view right there? I would love to live up here. I'd love to be a tourist and go up the tower and overlook the city. This is amazing.